Okay, now that we've covered tier 1 and 2, tier 1 being the autopilot, tier 2 being you're somewhat in control, but you don't really have control over the underlying investments. If you're comfortable with it, the third choice, or the tier number 3, is where you can actually go into Schwab and open up a retail brokerage account, and which what they call a personal choice retirement account. And this is literally where you can basically buy whatever you want. Now, obviously within certain limitations, because this plan is regulated by ERISA, so they can't just let you do whatever you want. So there's some limitations that you have, but for the most part, you can create a pretty sophisticated portfolio for yourself. But the key here is to know what you're doing, to be willing to do the research, and to be able to keep up with your portfolio, have the time to be able to keep up with it as well. You can buy things that are more riskier than others, and you have to be willing to take on that risk and also be willing to live with decisions that may not necessarily turn out. Not saying that they won't turn out, but if they don't turn out, you have to be willing to live with that part of it. Now, this is where professional money managers come in. This is where companies like Aviation Retirement Strategies, where we come in and we are an official, a portfolio manager or money manager on the Schwab platform. And we can actually come in and we create a portfolio for you based on your overall allocation that you have everywhere else, including you might have a spouse or a husband or wife that has 401ks, whatever your situation is. We can manage everything according to the holistic picture. And what's the benefit? The benefit of that is we can actually do it for a little bit less cost than probably all the other options that you have. Now, as professional money managers, we only buy individual stocks in an exchange-traded fund unless we have a particular reason not to. So our investments tend to be a lot cheaper, and the service tends to be cheaper than the other core investments that you have inside of the plan. One of the reasons why we say it's cheaper is because a lot of people, when they use this option, they tend to buy investments that have a lot of charges associated with it. You have to remember that the personal choice retirement account is a retail investment platform. This is literally like going to the mall and buying $200 Nike shoes. If you don't know necessarily your way around this industry, you may get trapped into paying fees that you necessarily didn't know about, or that you just didn't see them right off the bat. So it's important to know what you're getting into. A professional money manager will tend to stay away from mutual funds specifically. So if you hire one, make sure that they deal in primarily individual stocks or exchange traded funds. Stay away from the ones that do mutual funds, because you're going to add a whole new layer of fees to your investment portfolio. And that's a lot of drag on the performance that you'll eventually are looking for in the long term. So tiers 1, 2, and 3 is the investment options that you have. If you have any questions about any of those 3, please feel free to give me a call. And also keep in mind that you can also do a combination of all 3 if you want to, with portions of your money. So anyway, if you have any questions, please reach out to me about these investment options. They're important. They're the core part of your 401k. And if you do them correctly, you have a much better statistical probability of seeing a fruitful retirement in the end, when eventually they're forced you to retire at the current age right now at 65 years old.